Aristotle once said, "It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. It is during our hardest moments, our most difficult challenges, that we must trust that this moment will not last forever. In our most difficult moments, we must remember that this moment will pass. We should remind ourselves that all difficult moments pass. The rain doesn't last forever. The sun will shine again. We don't know what this will mean in the greater perspective of our life." Are you afraid of the dark? I used to be. Not only as a child who was scared of imaginary monsters under the bed, but as an adult too. To live the human experience means to live both in the light and in the dark. Mother Nature shows us this polarity in many ways: day and night, oceans and deserts, summer and winter. When we are living in the light, life is good. We know who we are and where we are headed. Nothing can stand in our way. We can see clearly. While we want to spend most of our days in the light, that is, in positive emotions like joy, happiness, and gratitude, it is an inevitable part of life that at times we will experience the opposite. There has to be darkness in order to appreciate the light, just as there needs to be struggle and hard times to truly appreciate the good times. But what happens when darkness descends on your life? Maybe you lose your job or a relationship fails. Maybe your mental health takes a steep decline. Sometimes it doesn't seem fair. Sometimes there seems to be no good reason for this to be happening. Darkness is just a part of life. However it happens, when we find ourselves in the darkness, we can feel lost, alone, and even scared. It can feel as though there is no hope for the future. Motivation disappears. Everything feels like an uphill battle. It has taken me many cycles of light and dark in my life to understand that in the moments of darkness in our lives, we are not lost. We are simply learning a new way of being. We are growing. We are expanding. When a tree that has spent all summer blossoming in the sunshine begins to feel the inevitable pinch of the autumn air on its leaves, does it just shrivel up and die? No, it changes. The inner knowing of the tree allows itself to surrender to the world around it with grace. The tree allows its leaves to change color, shrivel, and fall away, all the while knowing that this is not the end, just a new beginning. Even though it may be hurting, the tree knows that come spring, as the air begins to warm and the light gets brighter, new growth will come. And that is exactly what happens. As the season changes, the tree is renewed. After the months of darkness, the tree flourishes for another season. Life is full of transitions. But perhaps because we fear change, we resist the dark winters of our experience. What if you made a different choice? What if, instead of resisting our dark times, you embraced them as a time of rest, renewal, and regeneration? What if you could learn to love the darkness in your life as much as you love the light? The thing is, without the darkness, you may never grow into the bigger, bolder, more beautiful version of who you are. We all know the stories of inspiring, amazing people who have turned their challenges into triumphs. We've heard countless stories of struggle and hard times that turned into powerful strengths that shape beautiful lives. Would those people have been able to achieve such greatness had they not been forced into the darkness? When we experience difficulties, it is important not to try to avoid them. We must learn to embrace them as an integral part of our life experience. You never know what you can become. There is a reason for everything. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "Why now?" Ask, "What does this mean?" Ask, "What can I do right now to make this situation better?" Ask, "How can I see this from a different perspective that will help me feel better?" You always have the choice to trust the process of your life, trust in the universe to support you, and believe in your heart that the light will return. You can choose fear or faith. You can surrender. You can trust and believe that your life is a miracle, even if you don't always understand it. The darkness is not the end. It is simply a chance to grow into the person you need to be when the light breaks through. If you are in the darkness today, I want you to know that I see you. You are loved. No matter how hard it seems, you are worthy of joy and you can get through this. The light is never far away. Never lose hope. Life is to be lived. Live before you die. Don't waste a second of this precious gift. You're here for a reason. Never stop asking why the best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched. They must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller Allen once said, "This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now. And instead of calling it work, realize it is play." Don't trust anyone that tells you life has to be serious. Don't believe anyone that says there is no time for fun, joy, laughter in every or any day. When we are young, life is nothing fun. The important lesson most of us adults still need to learn is that life is not meant to be so serious. We can easily forget that our lives do not last forever. This is why it is important to remind yourself that one day you, like all humans, will die. When we remind ourselves of our certain death, when we remind ourselves of the fact that we do not know when it will all end, when we really take that in, the impermanence of it all, maybe then we can start taking everything a little less seriously. Most people are struggling so hard to get the job, to get the extra money, so they can impress people who don't really care about any of that anyway, because they too are doing the same thing. Searching for that one achievement, that one amount of money that will make everything better. But money doesn't make us feel worthy, only we can do that. Maybe we don't need to stress so much about our weight, or our skin, or our bank account, or what other people think of us. I challenge you to look at life not as a struggle, or a strain, or a destination that is somewhere else needing to be reached, but a journey. A challenge to see how much JOY you can squeeze out of every day. Then, whether or not you get the big house or fancy car, it won't matter, will it? Because no matter what happens, you will have what most don't: three things money can never buy: joy, peace, and passion for life. Create a life that feels good on the inside, not just one that looks good on the outside. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. Aristotle. The Buddha said, "The mind is everything. What do you think you become?" And that is not an extreme statement. Humans are said to have up to 60,000 thoughts a day, and that is not the problem. The problem is most people are having these thoughts on autopilot, and many of them are not positive. Most people are programmed by society, by the news channels, by social media. They believe everything they read, they are reactive, and when a challenge appears in their life, they don't know how to handle it because they don't know how to think for themselves. Rather than responding calmly and sensibly to fix a small challenge, they react in anger and escalate the challenge into a monster problem. Learning to control your mind and control your emotions is key to living a life in control. Not in control of circumstances, but in control of how you feel about them. Which is more important than being in control of circumstances, because that is something you have no control over. You control your mind and emotions through daily rituals, consistent self-work every day, repeating powerful processes that are proven to promote calm, positive feelings, meditation, daily gratitude, prayer, exercise, detoxing from all negativity, specifically news, negative influences, and social media. All these things are crucial to living a beautiful life. Ultimately, every individual is responsible for how they feel. Next time you react in anger, know that it is you that needs to do more work, not the circumstance or person that made you angry. No matter what is going on around the world inside, in your world it can be a magical, peaceful place. If you're not going with the flow, you're going too slow. Yes, that is right. Even Mother Teresa has haters. No matter how pure your soul is, unfortunately, the reality of human beings is that we are all so different. And because of those great differences, we are all vibrating on very different levels. Some people are just not ready for kindness, peace, compassion. Some people aren't ready for anything positive. Don't let that get to you. It's nothing personal, it's just the very fact that everyone is so different. And from their difference in upbringing, circumstances, and environment come differences of opinion and differences in reactions. Just because they don't agree with you, or even if they are against you, or your ideas, doesn't mean you can find a way to either get along with them or let them go their own way in peace. The very thing you don't want to do is fight back and bring more negative energy to any situation. Let those who differ from you differ from you. Be an example of someone who allows all others to have their opinion without being affected. Move on with your life without hate. There is no need for everyone or anyone to agree with you. Be so busy improving yourself that you don't even notice negativity coming your way. Be so focused on making a positive difference in the lives of those who want to hear from you that you fail to hear from those who don't. Be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Oscar Wilde. Wayne Dyer said, "Loving people live in a loving world. Hostile people live in a hostile world." Same world. The nature of some human beings is that they don't want to see you happy because they haven't yet achieved it for themselves. Many people live in a hostile universe, and perhaps unknowingly, perhaps unintentionally, will try and drag you into this hostile universe so they are not alone in there. Never change who you are and drop down into this hostile world. If you remain true to you, committed to this loving universe you live in, committed to your own well-being, your own peace, joy, and magic you are living in every day, sooner or later all those people will stop trying to drag you down and instead ask you to help them up to your world. Be the light for others to find their way. Be the example that changes not only your life, but others through your own positive life experience. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Don't allow the bitterness of others inside your heart. They don't want to be there either. They need someone to show them the way. So many people are hurting and they hide that hurt with bitterness and judgment. Wherever you can, in any day, in any moment, be that light for someone else. Lighten their day with your genuine kindness. Even if they don't give it back, be a positive example for this world. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are not who you were yesterday. You are not even who you were this morning. You are who you decide to become, who you commit to become. You could be one decision away from a completely new life, We are all capable of reinventing ourselves. There's absolutely no reason why anyone needs to live in the dark times of their past when their bright future is waiting for them. Holding on to things that have gone wrong in the past is never going to serve your future. It's never going to make you feel good in the present. It will only increase your suffering. So you have to ask yourself, is that event, that moment from my past, that moment that is over now, worthy of sucking all the joy out of my present and my future? Am I really going to let that moment, that person, or event win? Am I really going to let that take away all the joy of my future? Let it go. We all make mistakes. We all do. Those who move on have the greatest chance of joy both now and in the future. Forgive yourself. Forgive everything and everyone and feel that weight drop from your shoulders as you walk toward your new life. Repeat to yourself every day, I am not my past. I am not my mistakes. I am not my failures. I am who I decide to become. I am who I commit to become. I commit to become the best I can be. I forgive. I move on. I look forward to the new me. My best is yet to come. We all fail. It's okay. What is not okay is when you fail, you stay down. Whoever stays down is a loser. And winners will fail and get up, fail and get up. Fail and get up. You always get up. That is a winner. That is a winner. I failed in bodybuilding. I lost bodybuilding competitions. I lost powerlifting competitions and lost weightlifting competitions. I had movies that went in the toilet that were terrible. It got the worst reviews. And in politics, I remember I had many of the initiatives and the ballot and we lost. My approval rating in California went down to 28%, and then it went back up again, and I won again the governorship. Hey, we all lose. If you all have lost, as this is okay, and this is why I say don't. Be worried about losing, because when you're afraid of losing, then you get frozen. You get stiff, you're not relaxed. You got to be in order to perform well in anything, if it's in boxing, or if it is on your job, or with your thinking. Is only happening when you relax. So relax, it's okay to fail. Let's just go all out and give it everything that you got. That's what it is all about.